Let's welcome our guest. He is Adeniyi Ifetayo. He is a media analyst. So refreshing to have you on the program this morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's my pleasure to be here from the FCT.
Oh, wow.
You're back in the FCT.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right,
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, so let's kick off. Now, we're talking about this media sensationalism. The topic actually is the role of the media in conflict management. Now, just like Vivian rightly said, sometimes in the spur of the moment, the media sometimes will want to make use of some bogus words just to attract traffic. Now, so my first question is, how can media outlets, how can they balance the need for timely reporting with the responsibility to avoid sensationalism that may exacerbate tensions in conflict situations?
Yeah, thank you. You know, sometimes, like they said, that when a purpose of a thing is not known, an abuse is inevitable, or especially when someone have ulterior motive, so he might decide to call black white or call white black. You know, the role of a media in conflict management is so important and crucial, and it can influence to be both positive and negative, and it depends on the narrative that the media want to play. But as a media, whom the public believe that you are very neutral when it comes to a matter of conflict and all of that, you should discharge your duty in that line as well, in information dissemination, providing accurate information that's very timely so that the public can be aware or make an informed decision when it comes to conflict. And also, you can give them a background, what led to what is happening, so that they both have understanding. And of course, not just giving them a background that, you know, the positive, or when it comes to resolution, what are the things that may play out. So just lay it before the public so that they can know the side of the coin, even if they want to take a side or they want to make an input.
Absolutely, I like it. Now, in what ways would you say different types of media, traditional versus digital, impact the narratives surrounding conflicts, and how does this influence public understanding and response?
Yes, conventional media and digital media, they both have their both advantages and disadvantages. Now everybody wants to be the first to break the news, and some, they don't want to do a background check, they don't want to, you know, ask questions and all of that. And some, if they have feelings, or they have maybe their godfather or somebody, or my town man, you know, who is involved. You understand? So they don't want to go above board. And sometimes when a media is not being independent, when it comes to their reportage, that the Oga at the top dictates what goes on, be it newspaper or electronics, whatever. But the most important thing is that anything you are putting out there as a media practitioner, as a journalist, or operating in the broadcasting service, whatever it is, make sure it's fair, make sure it's balanced, make sure, you know, you bring out the whole issue for people to decide. Don't influence. Yes, as a media practitioner, we have some kind of influence, you know, over the masses, because they believe that whatever you say, just like I listened to you before I came on, when you said that some people with bogus headline, maybe someone else is bearing Obasanjo,
Yeah.
and they now come with the headline and say Obasanjo is dead or something. And by the time maybe you bought the newspaper, you are reading, you now discover that, oh, it was not the Obasanjo, the ex-president they are talking about. We don't need all those sensationalism. We don't need all that. So let's call a spade a spade. Yes, you want to gain traction. Yes, you want to gain traffic. Yes, some people, they make money off their social media, whatever. But because of the advent of heating up the crisis or the politics or the conflict that is ongoing, we have a critical role to play to make sure there's a lasting solution. But if you are going with sensationalism or being biased, you are just adding insult to injury.
Yeah.
All right. Now, one of the problems of reporting news or reporting information that I think people take for granted is fact checking. Now, I know that yes, media houses, journalists, and the rest of them, they have their sources, and sometimes these sources could be wrong. So, how can you ensure? How can you fact check a certain information to ensure the authenticity of that information?
As a media practitioner, one of the things you must rely heavily upon is contact. Yeah. One of my mentors say your contact or your network is your net worth. You must have this contact that you can easily act, and of course, for you to do a kind of fact checking or just to be true, sometimes your source will be wrong, which of course has happened to me before. Make sure that what you are doing, you are giving objective reporting, you are doing a balanced coverage, you avoid sensationalism, and sometimes you collaborate with conflict resolution experts. You cannot be expert in all the field. Those people who are professional, who are scholar in this area, seek their opinion, seek their input in the issue that is on ground, so that you can provide a balanced coverage. And of course, I liked peaceful initiative and success story. Oh, this thing has happened in this town before, it has happened in this country before. These are the routes, these are the route they went through before they come to a lasting resolution. Make some samples. So even if your your source or your sources gave you a wrong impression or a false story and all of that, by going through all those things, like just like out of 5, one is wrong at least. I'm sure. And when you are wrong, please go back and say, oh, we said this, it was wrong. We discovered that it was not what it is as at the time we are filing our report. And it's very easy to apologize. Like you said, government does not apologize. But as a media practitioner, we need to apologize when we are wrong.
Very well said. Now, for example, you have the issue of, what's it called now? Sit at home in the East. There's IPOB and then there's the government, right? So this is my question. How can the media effectively represent diverse perspectives within a conflict, without reinforcing existing biases or marginalizing certain groups of people? So, for example, in the East, you have IPOB, you have sit at home, you have people who are sympathetic to IPOB and people who are not, who feel aggrieved when they are made to sit at home when they're supposed to be in the market selling to make profit. How would you report a situation like that?
First and foremost, you have to lay down the pros and the cons. Like, for example, if we are to sit at home, these are the things that will be losing. In fact, will be left behind other states, see the nearby state, or for example, Southwest or South, for example, the economy activity, we are complaining there's no job. Lay all the advantages and disadvantages before the people, and now come to the government as well. What are the people agitating for? Like, for example, people who are pro IPOB, that, yes, we want to have our own state. Of course, you can't have a state within a state, Then also tell them it has happened in Niger, in South Sudan, when they, want to start on their own. Look at the processes they went through. You can lay it before them. So it will be very obvious when they look at it. Some people, they are very emotional when it comes to they just hear one side, they don't know what is happening on the other side. We want to have our say, we want to have our currency, we want to do this and all of that. But by the time, as a media practitioner or as a media, you lay everything, look at the advantages of sitting down at home. It's just like people are moving forward and we are progressing. Investment will not come. Even those who have investment, they are not guarantee of their safety of their investment. They will need to move up. You can do a statistics. In this thing happen, how many companies are shut down, how many people have lost their job, how many factories that have relocated to a nearby state or other region just because there was no peaceful coexistence in that state. So those are the things that we need to do. We need to dig more look at the statistics, and by the time you play it before then, they will be able to make an informed decision.
All right, thank you very much. Now, look, using the NSAS saga that happened 2020 as a case study, what strategies can journalists employ to ensure that their reporting contributes to conflict resolution rather than perpetuating violence or misinformation?
First and foremost, just like I said, for every reportage, every coverage, you need to be neutral.
Yeah.
You understand? You don't need to, because of, yes, people are fighting for their rights or this one, that one. You need to be neutral. I watched a clip where a woman was asking a question. It was a different fora, asking a question about answers, about Mobile and all of that. Like, look, there are some things that government are doing that, if they should put everything out there, it will jeopardize whatever they are doing. I remember one of the things they asked Donald Trump while he was president, when he was contesting the last time, was it 2016, 2018, contesting for presidency. They asked him, what are your plans for foreign policy? He said, when I begin to tell you that America, they will say they are sending 3,000 soldiers. You've already exposed yourself. So the enemy too will know that you are sending 3,000 soldiers, maybe they prepare 5,000 soldiers. So in government sometimes, it's not all the information are released, but at that as a journalist, whoever that is in charge, give both sides maximum coverage or balanced coverage. But it's just that sometimes journalists too, we need to pay our bills, we need to pay for fuel, we need to do this. And sometimes whoever pay the most might dictate the narrative or have more airtime, as it were, or own more or most of the newspaper pages. And that's why we have someone in-house program where you can discuss extensively about it, look at the side of NSAS protests, what are the agitation, talk about the bad side of it, because some people capitalize on it to vandalize property, destroy, stole away, cut away some things from some nearby stores and all of that. You condemn that, and also you talk to the side of the government, at least in your own little way. Just make sure you give both a balanced report. Even some might even pay, to have their say in the media space. But regardless, a media practitioner or media house should have an in-house program or a column or a page, if it is to be a newspaper, to say, okay, let's look at the pros and the cons of this thing so that we can avoid the occurrence of NSAS in the nearest future.
That's a very good answer. Now, let me draw your attention back to what happened years ago in Rwanda, where there was a genocide. Millions were killed because of the clash between the Tutsis and the Hutus. This began just because of a radio broadcast. Someone went on radio and started calling a particular ethnic group cockroaches. And before you knew it, he stirred up hatred. So let's flip this coin now. How does the portrayal of victims and perpetrators in media narratives shape societal attitudes towards reconciliation and accountability in post-conflict settings and pro-conflict settings?
Thank you for this question. It was, how will I put it now? A few months ago, I think in September, I was in Kigali. In fact, I went to the Memorial Center where I saw, dry bones, people that were massacred because of just one information and all of that. And I met a young man there. I think he's now 40. Yes, he said he was 10 years old when the genocide happened in Kigali, in Rwanda. So now I asked him a question. I said, have you forgiven the people that did? He said, yes, in the peace of, in the interest of peace and togetherness and unity, you can't continue to live in the past and say that you want to promote unity, you want to promote peaceful coexistence and all of that. Like you said, let me put it in this way. just one fake news
Yeah.
can heat up any argument. It has killed in the past, just like we have it in Rwanda, calling people cockroaches and all of that, because you felt that these people, they are not, they are minority, or they are minute of minority and all of that. You want to prove that, we own the larger space or land mass and all of that. So those are the things that we should let our people know, that Yoruba have an adage, ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun ló ṣe é rí, ìgbẹ̀yìn ogun ò ṣe é mọ̀. That is very easier to call for a war. You can see it is happening, but you don't know how it's going to end, because a lot of things will have been destroyed and we will set ourselves back when it comes to development. So our media, they should be very careful. There are some information, they are very sensitive, and if you are not an expert in that area, just because you have access to microphone, just because you have access to media space, does not mean that you should just throw it open like that. You can seek experts to come and talk about it. You bring the people from this side, you bring the people from that side, and just say it. But it's just unfortunately that sometimes in Nigeria, money determines a lot of things when it comes to who owns the media space.
All right, thank you very much. Now, in less than a minute, if you can help me answer this question, still looking at the NSAS and future protests, this end bad governance and the rest, and any other protests that might come up, in what way or in what ways can media coverage of past conflicts inform current conflict management strategies, and what lessons can be drawn from historical reporting practices?
Yes, I'll say that, just like the way I started, that we must balance the coverage. You understand? We must balance the coverage, give these people time, give the other side time, go to the past, make references. What are the things, just like we have the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas, or yes, Gaza, or as it were. Look at their losses, the children and all of that, promoting a sensational story. It will not be in the good interests of the community, not just because of you. Even if you said you have a police, so many things will be destroyed, so many things will be on standstill. So those are the things we need to, and media still need to do more research. You just talk about Rwanda now. Let's look at the analysis, what has happened, what were the things that were destroyed, where are the people that suffered, where are they now, where are they supposed to be if that thing not have happened. You understand? So those are the things we need to do features on. We need to talk about it. We need to bring the advantages, and also highlight some of the peaceful resolutions too that were made from maybe two communities. We remember the conflict between Ife and Modakeke, where a lot of people are chasing themselves inside the farm, killing themselves just because we say we are the landowner. These people felt cheated and all of that. So those are the things we need to bring to bear. And like one of my mentors said, that Nigerians, that we make history, we don't write history. I think he was talking to the media. We are forgetting the past. We want to live in the now, what is going on now. So by the time we are doing that, it will help even the people who are calling for war, who are calling for separation, who are calling for them to have a rethink. I think that's the way we should do it. And above all, let's balance our report and give both parties fair hearing, or balanced coverage.
All right.
All right. I think this is a safe place to land. Thank you very much, Adeniyi, Ifetayo. You have been brilliant, and we do appreciate your thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's my pleasure once again to be here.
You're welcome.